Oh, are you talking to me? What? I'm late? Oh my goodness, I gotta go. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I know I'm late on my episode this week, you guys. Sorry to those of you who were talking to me going, where's my episode? I'll get to that. First off, thank you for watching. This is the Something About Yarn podcast. My name is Annie. I'm a knitter, knitwear designer, and yarn enthusiast living near Atlanta, Georgia, talking about the things I love. If you are checking me out for the first time, you won't know that this is a late episode, so you can ignore the first however long that was. But if you are a returning viewer, then you know I'm late and I apologize. Usually I film on Tuesday nights, but Tuesday night I had a killer migraine, so I decided to forego recording because I did not want you guys to see me clutching my head with an ice pack and walking around with one eye open. You know, that wouldn't exactly be very fun for anybody. So, and then Wednesday and Thursday I was off work, but Wednesday I just literally lay in bed knitting all day, taking a much needed rest. And then Thursday I had a lot of errands. So here we are, Friday night after work, got home, set up my new little light up there, which I hope is okay with the glare in my glasses. You guys will have to let me know if it's distracting or anything like that, but I wanted you guys to be able to see me and what I'm talking about a little bit better, so that's why I opted to get a light. So, yeah, I think the fire is too loud. Okay, is that better? The heater's on, or the heat is on, because it's freaking cold outside. So hopefully there's not too much background noise for you guys. Apologies if there is. But yeah, I have been a busy knitter since I last podcast, and I am so excited to show you the stuff that I have finished. I got some things done that I have been talking about on the podcast, and I'm just super excited. So yeah, let me go ahead and grab those. I've got them all in like this bag down here, so sorry for any like crinkle noises, but yeah, so first up is my Thunderstorm toque, and I palmed it. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I had this gray palm sitting in my room, and I posted on my Instagram story saying, help, what color should I palm it with? And Shay, my good friend Shay, suggested gray, and I happened to have this one sitting here, and I was like, oh, because I was thinking more of like a caramel color or a white or something like that, and I was just like, oh, I'm not sure. And then I looked over and I was like, duh, gray. So thank you, Shay, for that suggestion. I love it. It's a little bit floppy because I haven't fully secured it, because I want to get the little snap palm top or whatever they are, so that way I can change it out later, or put this palm on something else or whatever, because I've seen those on multiple podcasts. That's really funny, like a floppy head. Anyway, so if you guys know of a good place to get those, please let me know, because I would love to get the little thing so I can. I'm not gonna model this, sorry. I just saved my hair from hat hair after driving home with the hat on and got it somewhat presentable. Hopefully it's okay. So I'm not about to mess that up again. And honestly, I'm a little bit too warm to have a hat on now that I'm in the house. So anyway, yeah. I hope that focuses, but the details are just amazing, and the little palm, sorry. But yeah, this was fun, and this actually is like really long. But yeah, it's done. It's done, it's done, it's done. Yay. I need to get pictures of myself wearing it, or have my boyfriend take pictures of me wearing it, so yay. This was like, with the cables and everything, it was like the most fun and challenging thing that I have knit in quite a while, actually. So I am so excited. I'm gonna set this over here so I can see it. I got the ends woven in on my gloves, which I am still looking for test knitters for. So they're just a nice fit, and well, not really with the Apple Watch. Well, sort of, it'll just make it bulgy, but nice and loose, you know, got some good stretch there. So yeah, it's my gloves, new design. So I hadn't shown them off since I wove in the ends, and yay. So they're officially done. Yeah, oh, and the hat, I wove in the ends on the hat too. So it's done. I'm not gonna actually block it because I kind of like how it fits without blocking it. So it's done. It's done. I am so excited to show you guys this. And I'm not gonna do it justice just because you'll see. So let me grab it. It's gonna take a second for me to wrestle it out of the bag. That was like wrestling an alligator. No, I have no idea because I've never wrestled an alligator, but you know what I mean. So here it is, guys. Oh my gosh. I finished my fade. I almost cried as I was binding off because I started this in September of 2017 and I just finished it on Wednesday. So it's been like some of the most tough places that I've been as a person and have produced the most growth as far as like who I am and who I want to become. And like I knitted on this shawl through those times. And then also, as I've mentioned, each of the skeins that I used in this have a story. It's all on the blog at somethingaboutYarn.com if you want to read about it. I go through each of the colors. Yeah. Yeah, I almost cried when I was binding it off because it's been like, I don't know, it's been so special. And guys, it's huge. Like I can't even, like, yeah. So, I don't remember, you know what, I might as well. Let me go ahead and tell you about the skeins because it's like, I blogged about it when I chose them and I kind of go through it, but maybe it'll be a little bit more interesting hearing me talk about it. I don't know, if you think I'm interesting when I talk, then you know. So first up is my original Annie yarn Annie sock base. It's 100% merino 2-ply in my raspberry tea colorway. It's before I switched over to an 80-20 merino nylon blend, so it's not quite as soft, but it's still really nice. It was one of the first tests that I did when I started dyeing yarn, so that's kind of cool. Next is Cephalopod Yarns, she's no longer dyeing yarn. This is actually really special. It's an MCN blend, and I don't remember the exact yardage or the colorway name. Ooh, I'm so bad. Oh well. But I got it when my brother took me to a yarn store near Atlanta called Eat Sleep Knit, which I know some of you guys have heard of. They have a huge online shop as well. It was my first visit before they, like, this is in 2015, so they were still at their old location. 2014. So they were still in their old location in the office park in Smyrna, Georgia. But anyway, so yeah, he took me up there because I had never been, and it was just a really special trip. I hadn't seen him in a while, and he took me up there, and so that was really cool. So yeah, that was the last skein in the store, and they said that they were saving it for the right person, and I happened to be the right person, so I got it, and yay. I wish she was still dyeing yarn, and I would love to get more of this colorway because it's got this beautiful blend of brown and like purple, and it's one of my favorite color combinations in yarn. And I've never, up until recently, let me amend that, up until recently I had not found another yarn that has this perfect blend of colors. I have since then, and it's by Potion Yarns, and I got to meet her at a show, so I can show you guys that in Stash or whatever. So, but remind me. Well, you can because you can't talk back, but anyway. Next up is a skein of Madeline Tosh sock in the Magnolia Leaf colorway, and I got it. It was one of my first Tosh purchases. My dad took me to a yarn store up on the north side in Lawrenceville called Yarn Garden, and I just like, oh my gosh, this color. and I got it. So yeah, that was right before I started dyeing yarn, so I was still awed by the of hand-dyed yarns, and I had no idea how much work went into it, but I was already like completely dazzled by the beautiful colors, and I fell in love with Tosh, and there you go. So that one made it into the fade, you know, special trip. My dad, you know, helped me choose it, and so it's special for that. Next up is another of my original Annie sock in my Star Anise colorway. Hopefully that'll focus, and hopefully it does it justice. Pictures on the blog definitely do. But yeah, Star Anise. I have never been able to get it just like this. This was one of my experimental skeins when I first started dyeing, and I have never been able to get it quite right. So I had been saving this skein for something special, and here it is. So yeah, one of the very first Annie yarn skeins, and it's perfect for this. So and then next up is Spruce, and this was actually a oopsie. Well, not an oopsie, it was an experiment. My dad was helping me dye yarn, because yes, my dad was awesome like that, and he helped me dye yarn, helped me, you know, to start my business. And I think I mentioned it before, but it's actually extra special because he passed away 5 years ago this month. And so yeah, it's really nice to have this skein in here, because every time I look at it, I can remember I was doing some light blue yarn, and I thought, ooh, I wonder if I, you know, kind of sprinkled some brown dye in the water, what it would do. So I kind of pulled the yarn to the surface of the water in the pot and kind of started dropping in some brown. I had it at like the liquid dye, because I never dyed with it in powder form. I always mixed it with water in bottles so that the powder wouldn't go in the air in the kitchen, because I had to dye in our kitchen. So I just kind of took some of the dye in like a tablespoon and kind of just started sprinkling it into the water, and it was, you know, stronger in some spots, lighter in some spots, and it created this which my dad was like, what are you doing? You're gonna ruin the yarn. Like, and I'm like, no, I got this. I'm trying something new. I got this. It's okay. And when I pulled it out, he said, wow, that really actually looks cool. It looks like spruce. So I named it Spruce. So yeah, that was really cool. And then next after that is this lovely green colorway called Huntsman, which came about because I had a green skein that I had dyed, and I just never, it wasn't the right color for me. It was like an olive green, and it kind of made me look because of the tones of my skin. So I thought, okay, I need to do something that I can actually wear, and I knew that I could wear hunter green, so I just over dyed it and created this beautiful darker green. And I posted a picture online. I was like, hey, I was able to save this. And my customers were like, I need this yarn, I need this yarn. So it went from a over dye trying to save a skein, because it had cashmere, so I didn't want to chuck it, obviously, and I didn't want to sell it, because yeah, no, you can't sell cashmere. So yeah, I saved it and became the Huntsman colorway, which became a huge hit, and all my customers were like, that is the perfect husband color. So I was like, oh, okay. So I dyed a lot of Huntsman, turned it into a repeatable colorway, and was able to do that. And I had a lot of people buying it for the husband sweaters and gloves and socks and all that. So that was awesome. And so, but this was the very first skein, very first, and it has cashmere. So, oh, it wins automatically, right? This is my Destiny sock. Oh yeah, this is Annie sock, and this is Annie sock. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, so yeah. And then this was Destiny sock MCN. And so is the final color, which is, it's such a thin, it's that right there. Hopefully it focuses. But anyway, well, here's the back side. It's called Gooseberries, and it's a dip dye where I actually just dip half the yarn. I don't really use, I stopped kind of using that method just because it has longer color repeats and it pools a little bit more than I liked. But I mean, a lot of people liked it, so I may, when I start dyeing yarn, I may do dip dyes again. But I did switch over to more of a shorter color section method. But anyway, so yeah, this was dyed with somebody who used to be really close to me, one of my best friends, and he and I kind of parted ways, but for a while there he was helping me and my sister dye yarn after my dad died. So he kind of got us through some really big orders and really helped us out a lot. So it's special for that. Even though, you know, we're not in each other's lives anymore, you know, he kind of helped us through a tough spot, and it's, oh, look at that. It's just like, it's so pretty. The way it blends with the Huntsman is just really nice. So anyway, so yeah, that was the last skein. And I have some of the more of this, you know, each of these yarns left over, so I'm trying to decide if I should put them all together in another project, like maybe, you know, like another pair of these or something like that, or a scarf, or I don't know, it's sock weight, maybe I have enough for like a little short sleeve cardigan, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, that is my fade. That is all the yarn in my fade, and it's just, oh, it's so amazing. I love it. It's like wearing a hug. That's what I always like to say. It's wearing a hug. So yeah, thank you, Andrea Mowry. If you ever watch my podcast, thank you so much for designing the fade. So anyway, yep. So that's that. Oh my goodness, I just like, I still can't quite, I keep like trying to reach for it. It's like, oh, I gotta work on my fade. Wait, no, I finished it. So yeah, that has been kind of like I mean, it's been over a year since I started it, so it's just like, what? So anyway, okay, that is it on finished objects, like finished objects. I think. Oh, I do have a half object. Wah! My knitting tried to escape. Can't see it yet. There we go. Ta-da! Yay, it's a little footy. So my sister designed the mismatch socks, and she has them on Ravelry. They're toe up. I don't know what heel this is. I think it's, oh, I'm not a sock knitter, so I don't know. But okay, just making sure it's still recording, because the light has a mirror in the middle, so I can kind of sort of see a little bit of what's on the screen. So I can't see if it's focusing, but I can at least make sure that it's still recording and that I'm not like, here's my sock, people, you know, kind of thing. So anyway, wow, I have a ring right in the middle of my field of vision. Anyway, so yeah, they're supposed to be more like a calf kind of thing, like longer sock, but I've really been wanting some ankle socks, and I had gotten up to about right here on them, and I tried it on last week because I thought, or this week, what's today, Friday, okay, this week, because I thought I didn't really know what I was doing when I started these. They were on DPN, so I thought, well, they're probably too big. Well, I put it on and it fits perfectly. I can't believe it. I actually did good. Well, probably because my sister helped me because she's a sock queen. But anyway, so yeah, and then I thought, you know what, these would really be cute ankle socks. Might as well. So I just stopped the pattern when it was high enough, and then I went back to the secondary color, and did a 1x1 twisted rib. I don't know if that'll show in the light, but cuff, and did it for like 8 or 10 rounds, and then bound off loosely. I bound off loosely. So, but yeah, it's got this really cool like woven texture to it. So yeah, I'm really excited. And then the other sock is the opposite. So the toe is the blue, and then the main part of it is purple. So I started this on Wednesday night after finishing my fade. And I have done all of this. I think I've knitted about here today, probably back from here yesterday, and then the rest of it. Oh, that's gross. That is so gross. I hate having fiber in my mouth. Okay. Sorry about that. Guys, I worked all day and I'm exhausted, and I burned my throat on some really, really hot tea obviously accidentally. So I'm a little bit like, ugh, but I had to film for you guys. So I'm pushing through it for you because y'all are awesome. I'll probably just pass out after this and wait for my boyfriend to get home and feed me. So no, I'm kidding. I do make food myself, as y'all know from the pizza episode. So anyway, tandem, no, not tandem. What is it? Rant over. Whatever. So yeah, that's it. So my half object is this. This is what I'm working on right now. This is the progress that I've made because I did all this Wednesday and up to here Wednesday, and there you go. And then also yesterday I started working on swatching for a new design. And I'm going to show you the backside because haha, you can't tell anything from it, right? It's gray and you can't tell anything. But anyway, yeah, so this is a really cool idea that I have, and it was inspired by something that I cannot tell you about, and I have to keep it all secret because I have fiber in my eye. Where did all this come from? I don't know what's going on, but anyway, no, that's not why I can't tell you. I can't tell you because Shay and I are working on a secret project, and I'm gonna design it with her yarn, and she's gonna do the colors, and I'm super excited, and I can't talk about it anymore quite yet because secrets. But I do know this: when I can't talk about it, y'all will be the first to know, unless you follow me on Instagram, because then Instagram, well, you'll still be the first to know if you follow me on Instagram. Instagram will probably be the first to know. Well, I don't know. I might save it for the podcast. But planning it for a May release because Shay is going to be at Stitches United in Atlanta, and a lot of people don't know that it's happening, so I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys. If you're in the South, please come see us. More details will be available as we get a little bit closer, but I'm going to be there helping her run the booth, and I'm going to be, you know, like having like some of my designs knit up in her yarn and stuff like that, so it's going to be really fun. So yeah, that's going to be, I can't wait. I've been to Stitches before as a spectator, and when she told me, like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, I was like, yes, because it's going to be a blast. So anyway, more details on that on the blog, Instagram, and here as we get closer. So anyway, that's it on project-y things. I didn't mention what I'm wearing. This is the Honey Cowl by Madeline Tosh, and I knit it with 115 grams of my Madison DK, and it's supposed to be Star Anise. It is supposed to be. This was an attempt at recreating Star Anise, which is this right here. You can tell I was not able to get it quite as dark and rich, but I tried, and I liked how this came out, so I kept it. But anyway, yeah, I did it like, I think I did the larger size, and so this is like just about right for my neck. So I just keep it looped, and it is hecka warm, like, whew, it's keeping me warm right now. As far as stash acquisitions, and I am slightly rushed because gotta put dinner on shortly, sorry. I think I'm allowed to say what this is. Yeah, they posted it on their Instagram. Yay! It is my, I hope that's focusing. Maybe not, I don't know. But anyway, it is my January club from Hey Sister Yarn Company. It was the Neutrals skein, and I love it. It's called Psych, and they're Geronimo, which is 80/20 superwash merino nylon, 400 yards per 100 grams. Say that 5 times fast. And I love it, and I'm thinking this might be my the perfect match for, so yeah, I think this might be the perfect match for my Snowfall socks by Tabitha Gandy, who is one of the sisters in the team behind Hey Sister Yarn Company, which is so cool because their yarn, her design, that's kind of neat. And I didn't have anything really light like this because, like, Snowfall socks, I wanted to do something lighter, and then I'm gonna do like a darker, you know, contrasting color for the cuff, toe, and heel. Cuff, heel, and toe. Why can't I get that right? I was trying to tell somebody about that the other day, and I totally screwed it up. But anyway, so yeah, I have some leftovers from my fade that are in a 2-ply just like this, with the same yardage. So one of them has nylon, one of them doesn't. But anyway, so yeah, I may use one of those, or I may just pull from some other scraps that I have. But yeah, I am so excited. I am so excited. And I will be posting better photos on the blog so you guys can really capture, because it has these lovely darker speckles and like this gray overtone. And yeah, this right here does not do it justice, I promise you. So yeah, I am so excited. I'm thinking I will finish my mismatch socks and then maybe start well, no, I just remembered, because I'm trying to do what they talked about with the one type of project on the Hey Sister podcast, what they talked about doing one type of project, like when you finish a shawl you can cast on another and that kind of thing. So I'm cleaning up my stash. I think I talked about that last week. So once I finish these socks, technically I can cast on some new ones, but she said I can mention it on the podcast. Well, I don't know if I can mention it yet. I'm working with somebody on test knitting some socks, so I'll talk more about that once I check with the designer to make sure that it's okay that I talk about it. So I may need to do those first and then do my snowfall socks, but we'll see. I don't know, I've been such a knitting, like a speed knitter lately, I may have time to do both on time, so I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's it. Wow. Oh my goodness. I don't really have time. Oh, let me grab that skein of Potion yarns that I mentioned earlier so you guys can see, and then I've got to head on out, so I'll be right back. Okay, so up until I found this skein when I was at Fiber at the Burrow, I think is what the show was, in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, with Shay in November. Anyway, until I found this, I had not found that perfect blend of purple and brown, except for this. Like, oh my goodness, I am so in love with this color. It is Airship Pirates by Potion Yarns, and this is an MCN. Yeah, it's like a sport weight, 380 yards per 100 grams. So yeah, I love this color. I hope it's focusing. But yeah, I am so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. And I got to meet her at the show and we talked a little bit. And I also came away with this color right here, which is called Medieval Moss. It was inspired by a trip to Ireland that she took, and she told me all about it. It's really cool. And I'm gonna design with one of these, or both, I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But I am so excited. So I was gonna wait and do a dyer spotlight for her a little bit later, but since I mentioned it, I'm gonna go ahead and show off the stash. But then, you know, once I start the design and I start knitting with the yarn and stuff like that, I'll talk about it more in a dyer spotlight, which I need to go ahead and start doing. 1 per month is what my plan is. So much yarn, so much beauty. Like, oh, I'm so excited. So anyway, that really is it, guys, and I need to go preheat the oven for dinner. So well, thank you guys so much for chatting with me tonight, or today, or whenever you're watching this. I mean, for me it is 10:23 p.m. and I've been talking at you for over 20 minutes, I know. Thanks, guys. I hope you guys have a good week, and I look forward to recording again for you guys and talking to you next week. Definitely pop over to the Ravelry group. I'm going to start a thread for this week's podcast, and I would love to see what you guys are working on and talk about, you know, stuff that you're doing, and, you know, any ideas, things that you think would be fun for me to talk about on the podcast, or any questions you have for me. I'd be thrilled to, you know, kind of get some dialogue going on about that, so I don't feel like the podcast is just a monologue, which it kind of is at this point. So, yeah. But anyway, I have no idea how to close this episode, so I guess I'll just say bye. See you next time.